Happy New Year. I'm Tom Romeo. It's been a challenging, exhausting, exasperating few years, to say the least. It's been a time of struggle globally, nationally, and I must admit, personally. In other words, to paraphrase Thomas Paine, these are the times that have tried our souls, and they have certainly tried mine. All these poems I'm about to read will be printed in a chapbook that will soon be released, entitled OMG. Oh my God. If I should die before I wake. If I close my eyes, if I close my eyes and cover them, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head and lie alone still, stone still, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head and lie stone still and hold my breath, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head and lie stone still and hold my breath and count to 100, if I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head and lie stone still and hold my breath and count to 100, then count backwards from 100 to 0. If I close my eyes and cover them with the pillow and pull the covers over my head and lie stone still and hold my breath and count to 100, then count backwards from 100 to 0 and pray. Even if I pray, now I lay me down to sleep. Even if I leave the light on and check under the bed and check in the closet and find nothing, it doesn't mean the monsters are any less real. So, you want to be an atheist? When I see buttons, the holes become eyes. When I see a tree, the branches become arms reaching out to me or reaching to the sky, where in the clouds I see patterns and figures, an artist's hand at work. I talk to my computer and to my car and to other appliances. I talk to animals and to the weather and to the pains in my body. I ask them for favors. I ask them to behave, yell at them when they don't, and often address them with an exasperated, "What the fuck?" It all seems so natural to me to assign consciousness, life, and intent to what I encounter in the world and to address it. So when I experience the warming sun, the fruited plain, the beauty in a landscape, the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, when I'm overwhelmed by love, when I'm faced with illness and rot, when the world is overrun by fear, hate, and senseless violence, when I am in desperate despair, I'm compelled to cry out with gratitude or anger, to address the conscious life that acts with intent that I always have, to talk with what I've called God, what you've called my imaginary friend. Okay, maybe. Makes sense. Science, logic, proof, no proof, observable, invisible. But then, who gets my thanks? Where does my anguish go? Whom do I implore for healing and peace? Whom do I blame for suffering and war? Where do I go for relief? What replaces prayer? It feels unnatural to stay silent or to talk to myself, even if it turns out that after a lifetime, I've been doing just that, talking to myself. I try to internalize what is, that we are author of the story of our own lives, that we are the cause of whatever happens in the world that isn't the cause of natural science. But right now, it's not nearly enough. I'm torn between rational thought and spiritual splendor, and I so miss my imaginary friend. looking for God. It seems as if I lost you, or maybe just misplaced you. Either way, it makes me uncomfortable, and I feel lonely and hollow. So I look for you in the usual places. I go to church, but I lost my religion a long time ago. Now it's partying with single socks, forgotten umbrellas, and misplaced pairs of glasses. But I still had you. Somehow, somewhere, I still had God. I look in nature. That used to be a sure thing, but I've scienced it, framed it, and described the God right out of it. I think of praying to St. Anthony, but somehow that seems inappropriate. Maybe it's the times, the condition of the world, the lies, hate, greed, war, rape, famine, plague. Is that all just camouflage? Could you be there? Is this all just a divine game of hide and seek? Okay then, all yucks and free. Nothing. So maybe who needs you? So maybe it's not a matter of need. So maybe I'll just stop looking. But instead, I scream. I scream, where are you? I scream, where the hell are you? But no amount of screaming, praying, meditating, sacraments, or sacrifice seems to help. So I find myself remembering. I remember wearing a shit-eating grin while waving goodbye to my grown children, yelling to them, remember when Pop-Pop would stand at the door as we drove away? When he'd wave goodbye until we could no longer see him? When he'd wave goodbye wearing a shit-eating grin so wide we thought his face would split? I yelled to them, I get it now. I remember feeling the plastic grips on my mother's wheelchair as I stood behind her, crying while the young airman handed her a triangle-folded flag in gratitude from a grateful nation. I remember hearing my wife whisper in my ear, I love you. In a still, small voice, she whispered, I love you. And there you are. There you are. Love. You are love. God is love, or rather, love is God, the power that moves through all things. The rest, as they say, is commentary. The power of love. I want love to live up to the hype. I'm not talking about the Eros, love at first sight, happily ever after kind, because to tell the truth, I'm doing all right in that category. Sorry if you're not. But agape, the love your neighbor, love the world. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together kind. I want that love to live up to the hype. But it hasn't. Not lately. Not so much. At least not for me. Not for a lot of folks I know. So where is it? Where is the power of love now that we need it the most? Now that the haters, the bullies, the alt-righters, the Trumpsters, the liars ignore it or laugh at it, take the language of love and twist it to say love is lust. Love yourself. Love money. Or your love is weak. Your love is for snowflakes. Love is hate. We will win through hate. We are winning through hate. And it looks like they are. And they throw it in the faces of the lovers, the dreamers, and me. My patience is running out. My heart is hardening and is itself turning to hate. And I hate that it is. So before it's too late, I want love to live up to the hype. I want it to conquer all, to go high when they go low, to be all we need, to be a many-splendored thing, to be patient and kind, to be the greatest thing among faith and hope, to be a power against anger and hate, to be protection against anger and hate, to be God, goddammit. I want that love to live up to the hype. The run the good race love, the do the right thing love, The act in faith, love. The heart grows 3 sizes, love. The strength to lift cars, love. To crush the head of the snake, love. The vanquish evil, love. I want that love to win. I want love to live up to the hype. And I hate that it isn't. Signs. I hereby declare to God, the gods, the universe, the fool, Coyote, and Joni Mitchell, that I am quite aware I am blessed, charmed, lucky, fortunate, favored, stepped in shit, and know what I've got. Therefore, there is no need for a test, reminder, hint, sign, lesson, dark night of the soul, or screen door slam. So cut it out. Here's to better times. Happy New Year.